All right, so we should be live. Thank you ever so much, everybody, for joining me today. And special thanks to Muqtadir Chowdhury for joining us, who is our expert ads specialist, our digital ads specialist in the house. So nice to have you. Yes, please say hello, Muqtadir. Please say hello.
Hi, everyone. My name is Muqtadir.
Brilliant. Okay, so in order to get the best out of this session today, may I highly recommend that you turn off all your distractions, your phones and your other screens, and give your brain the best chance of soaking up some of this information. The agenda we're going to do today is we're going to do the top 5 tips for how to get ready for profitable Google Ads success. We're going to also do answers to the top most frequently asked questions. And then we're going to go to Q&A, open Q&A, where you can ask any questions you have about your digital ads, about Google Ads specifically, about Facebook ads and any other digital ads that you're running or thinking of running. And we're giving away some awesome giveaways today, some templates, 5-part Facebook ad templates. Now this guide is worth £40. It is a really broken down, detailed version of how it is that you need to lay out your Facebook ads. Muqtadir, do you want to expand a little bit about how that helps?
Yeah, sure. So if any businesses want to run a paid campaign, whether you're B2B or B2C, e-commerce business or service type of business, it covers all sectors, whether you're interior designer, whether you're a shoe manufacturer, whether you're app developer, selling and software as a service, as a product. It tells you the headlines that you need to use, the ad copy and the images or the videos that will, get you the engagement, the interaction, and the low cost per click and impression as well.
Excellent. So it's going to save you some time, save you some money, because it's all the secrets that Muqtadir has gathered over his career. So stick around for those. The very first, here we're going straight into the training now. The very first top tip, okay, build a pay-per-click keyword list. What this is basically a list of keywords that your audience will be using to search, to find you and your products. So knowing exactly what they're searching for is key. And for this, you can use, you need insights. For this, you need insights. You need to understand how they're thinking. You need to understand their language. Answerthepublic.com is a really interesting tool. If you haven't heard of it before, go to answerthepublic.com and just type in your sector or your product or your service as a keyword phrase into the search bar, and you will get a list of the most of frequently used search phrases or keywords, and it will actually rank them. And so you can see the kinds of language, the kinds of keywords, the kinds of questions, things people are searching for, to give you those insights. Really interesting. And of course, for keyword research, use the Google Keyword Planner, which is the Google the Google provided free keyword planner that you can use to help you plan for those keywords. Would you like to add anything to this, Muqtadir?
Yes, sure. I mean, absolutely. The keyword planner is the first place I would use, as Kat said, to do your basic research. Other thing you could do the keyword research is, if you've got a website or a landing page, you could actually take the URL, paste it, and tells you what keyword you're currently using on your website. And then you could see the search volume on there, how much searches those keywords are getting on Google per month, and cost per click as well, because remember, it's a PPC, cost per click. So how much you're going to pay for those long-tail and short-tail keywords as well. Another tool which is really good is SEMrush, which is an SEO tool. But on there, you could do keyword research. You could do a trial for 14 days free trial. then you could cancel, you don't need to pay for it, and you could do the keyword research. Or you could use Uber Suggest, which is another tool which is really cheap. It's an SEO tool, and you could do the keyword research. I would say combination of default Google keyword search and with one of SEO tools, and mix and match and get those most high volume keyword with low cost per click is the key to good researching keyword and getting a successful campaign for Google.
Fantastic. Those are really, really good tools. Highly recommend those. Thank you, Muqtadir. The second top tip now, we're going into compelling ad copy. What do we mean by compelling? We want to craft relevant copy words that align with the audience and the keywords. So it needs to be enticing. It needs to be solving some kind of pain or problem or challenge that the target audience is searching to fix. It also needs to highlight what is it that is your unique selling proposition. And it needs to stand out amongst the noise. There are a lot of people doing paid per click ads. There are a lot of people doing it really well, and also everything in between, and not very well. So make sure yours is going to stand out in your specific industry, in your specific niche, in your specific gap in the marketplace. Enhance the visibility and appeal with ad extensions that provide additional information like URLs, call outs, and snippets. Do you want to elaborate on this point a little bit, Muqtadir?
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, of course, you're right, Kat. That's what they need to do. But what I'll also point out is when they do the copy, when they do the the description of the copy of the ads, instead of focusing on the features of the product or the service, highlight the benefit. So instead of say if you're selling a pen, instead of saying, oh, this is a fantastic, why is it fantastic pen? So highlight the benefit or any product or services. Why should someone come to you? So that's very important. Another thing as well, when you do the call to action and then put them to your landing page, make sure your ad copy and your ad is relevant to the landing page you're sending them to. I'll give you an example. Say, you're selling different services and you're in the solar panel industry, and you're putting a copy for the solar panel, but you're sending the landing page to the home page, not the actual product page, then it's not relevant. So make sure what you talked about in your ad actually, and when they click on the URL, goes to that relevant landing page.
Absolutely. That is tip number 3. This is super important. There needs to be congruency in your campaign. So if your ad is talking about, I don't know, paper clips, and you're sending them to an office furniture homepage, there's no congruency. People are instantly going to have alarm bells. Risk's gonna, red flags are gonna go off, and the congruency is gone, the trust is gone instantly. So it has to be congruent. If you're talking about paper clips, take them to a page that talks about paper clips, and then from there in the copy relate it back to office equipment or whatever it is, the general thing that you're doing. But you have to take them on a journey from where they started first. The ad has to be, taking them on a journey to wherever you want to go, but in a step-by-step fashion. So make sure that the landing page is highly relevant. The ad that they click on needs to take them, take them to a landing page that is specific and relevant still. Make it fast loading, user friendly, certainly mobile responsive. So always test your landing pages and all of your web pages, in fact, on mobile as well, so that they are conversion optimized, and make sure that you give every chance to that ad to get its best result, which means that the ad not only needs to be very conversion optimized, but so does the landing page and all of the details and the journey that you take them on. Make it clear and persuasive, especially the calls to action. Buy now is not clear and persuasive either. Buy now is very general and also very what's the word? Almost pressure. Give them some kind of benefit to clicking here. Click here for more, for more organized paperwork with these paper clips. Like, make sure that it's relevant. Why am I talking about paper clips? I don't know. But make sure that the calls to action, the buttons, are giving them an insight into what's going to happen next. We're going to take you to a place and click here to get there. Explain that. All right, so then tip number 4.
Can I just add one more thing on there as well? When they go to the landing page, it's very important that you know your call to action is clear on the, say, on the top of the landing page, is not right at the bottom or in the footer, because you don't want your potential customer to scroll and looking for the landing. Remember, 80% of your customers will be on a mobile device, and if they cannot find the call to action, whether to call you, to buy, or add to cart, and if it's hidden somewhere, you're going to lose potential customers.
Absolutely. So spread them out. Make sure there's a button at the top, a button throughout the middle, and a button at the end. In fact, the button at the end might not ever get there. If your ads are really good, they want to go to a place where there's a button that they can buy to take them to the basket. That should be, straight away. If they need more on the journey, then, put some breadcrumb trails throughout the copy, but very unlikely that they're going to get to the end and actually click that. Very few go to the end and click the last button. So make sure that you're spreading the buttons to your basket out throughout your landing page. Good one, Muqtadir. All right, so tip number 4. This is all about budget and bid management. I'm going to expand this out to expectations. This is all around expectations here in terms of ads. Set realistic daily budgets. Between 2% and 7% of your daily revenue. Okay? Ads are not magic. There's nobody with a crystal ball anywhere here. None of us are wizards with wands or anything like that. This is a tool that is going to drive traffic. There are many, many dependencies on how it works in terms of ROI and in terms of pay per click, value, keywords, cost money. There's a lot of dependencies on how this stuff works. And when we're starting on our paid ads, we need to have realistic expectations of what it is that can be achieved and how long it might take to achieve that. Another measure is about 40% of the lifetime customer value, just to give you an idea that these things take investment. And in terms of how long it takes to see returns, it can be anything from 6 to 12 months of paid ads before they start to pay for themselves. It's not an instant fix. You're not instantly going to be flooded with money. These are fantastic, ideals to have, but not necessarily always realistic. Would you like to add anything more to that?
Yeah, sure. That's a very, very valid point where you just said about realistic ad budget. One thing I would add is when you do your phase 1 of your Google campaign, which is researching the keywords, look at the cost per click. So say you're putting, 20 keywords for your industry or your product or your services. That 20 keywords that you're going to embed on your Google ads, make sure that cost per clicks are, you could tell that realistic ad budget. So if a cost per click for certain keywords, say 30p or 20p, and you probably get about, and the search volume on there is about 40 or 50. So realistically, if you get about 10 click on the 30p and you've got 10 of them, you could kind of understand your realistic ad budget. So that's why you calculate your ad budget. It might be £300, £400, and it also depends on industry to industry. For a fact, I know the insurance industry is very high. So look at the cost per click per keywords, and then you'll be able to derive a budget and see if it's realistic for you, kind of thing. You don't want to, go out of business because you're spending gold on ad budget, because this is a long-term investment. It's not a quick return on investment. Another thing I'll also add is add Google Analytics on your website. So you see the data, because it's a data-driven marketing Google Ads is. So follow the data, install something called Google Tag Manager. If you don't know how to do it, you have to talk to Ka or myself who could help you out. Then what that is, a machine learning algorithm that will over time understand your customer behavior, the data it collects, and then you'll be able to know who's your potential customer is, and over time you'll be able to save money. So all these factors takes time, you see. So as you say, the least 6 to 12 months of paid ads budget you need to consider before you even running in the Google Ads. It's not quick, it's not going to give you return on investment straight away. It's a long term, but you look at the keywords and look at how much cost per click for certain keywords are, and then you'll be able to derive potential budget for your campaign.
Excellent. And what was that Google Tag Manager?
Yeah, so Google Tag Manager is like, if you run Facebook ads, it's like a pixel that you install on your website. It's quite complex to do. You have to do it through Google Analytics and then import it to Google Ads kind of thing. It's if you're not very technical, it's quite difficult. There's videos out there, but it's not very clear. Talk to Ka, she'll be able to help us, we could help you out with that. That's no problem. But do get that installed before you run your campaign, because without that, you're blindly spending money without knowing where you're spending money, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, absolutely. It might even pick up that because your industry, like you were saying with insurance, a lot of people browsing for the best price, right? Click, 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 click all day long, and actually not all of them are going to necessarily follow through with the sales. So make sure if the more like Muqtadir said about the data, the more data you can capture about how your audience is behaving, the better. Tip number 5, the final tip here, is to optimize. Do testing and learning. ABC test more, and even more. Like I say ABC, but there's D, there's as many as you potentially can. You start off with one, you get that running, and then you add another one. So I'm not saying kind of develop hundreds and hundreds of ads at once and then push them all out at the same time. It's a iterative thing. You start with one, you see how that goes, and then you add another, and so on. But testing and learning is crucial. Experimenting is the name of the game. It's all an experiment. We're trying to see what works best. And the one that works the best, we keep doing more of. And the one that doesn't work, we change. One variable at a time. So if we think we could do a bit better, then we change maybe an image. Or if we're, not going to change an image, maybe we change a hook. Maybe we change the concept that we're going to hook people on. Maybe we change the call to action, but one variable at a time, rather than testing, a whole new set of image, call to action, hook, everything at the same time, because then you can't, not really comparing apples with apples anymore. You're comparing apples with, pears. So one variable at a time to test, and eventually to a point where you get multiple ads being tested simultaneously. Anything to add on this point today?
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. You should test each copy and everything. But what Google recently has done is, say you run one ad campaign on the ad level, run it for a few days, and then there's an option there where you could copy the exact same ad. You copy it and just change one variable, whether it's the title or whether it's the header or whether it's the description, and check it. And you could, instead of rewriting the same thing over and over again, you could copy multiple of them and just run it for a few days and check it. Another thing I would also highly recommend is when you put your keywords, there's different ways of putting the keywords. One is your broad match, which is basically, say, you're selling I'll give you an example of solar panel, residential solar panel could be one keywords. So that's a broad keywords. And then you have a phase match keywords and exact match. So broad match is anything, if you put like anybody that types in solar panel or solar, whether they're looking for a solar panel or cost of a solar panel, because it's a trigger the keyword solar panel will show up. That's a broad match keywords. And then phase match is, it has to have a similar sentence, not exact sentence, and the exact match is what it says on the tin. Basically, it has to be exact sentence. So if you're writing, how much does a residential solar panel cost? That has to be the exact phrase for your ad to show up. So experiment with especially the broad match and phase match. Exact match is I wouldn't, because then you're limiting your potential customer, because they might not type exactly the way you're typing. Does that make sense? So I would definitely go for broad match, because certain keywords will take and phase match as well.
Excellent. That is really, really good tip there, broad matching. And the fact that Google is encouraging testing should give you an idea how important testing is. It's part of the process. It's not, it's not optional. Make more, learn more, test more, learn more, get better. That's the idea. So just to go over the giveaways again, right? So the giveaways here, we're going to talk about most frequently asked questions in a minute, but the giveaways again, the 5-part Facebook ads template worth £40. Then there's the guidebook on how to post on social media like a pro, not a bot. This is about how to create posts that are human, but that also have a bit of AI involved. I'm not saying that I don't use bots, I do, but the way they regurgitate, the way things are being regurgitated from bots at the moment isn't working. So you need to make sure you're posting like a pro and not a bot. And then, of course, there's the cheat sheet, the swipe file. We've got the 5 steps to profitable ad success, which includes some do's and don'ts as well. So that's also coming your way. And of course, as Muqtadir mentioned before, if you need any help with any of these things, then please do reach out, book an insight call with me and Muqtadir. We'll make sure that we're on the call together, because we really like to help you to understand, we'd like to understand where you are now, where you want to be in terms of your business growth. And we can help you with and give you ideas on strategies. Not Google Ads, digital marketing, is Muqtadir's sort of bread and butter. But my campaign, my campaign strategy tactics extend all the way through to print and as well as billboards and radio and media. There's nothing that I don't kind of I can't advise on. As well as the bread and butter stuff, making sure that we're maximizing on our free channels like our social media, and also maximizing on our assets like our website. So is there we'd like to just find out if we can help you. We'd love to have a chat with you, and we're open to that. So the FAQs, bear with me 1 second. Let me just get those up here. Right, so the FAQs, I'm going to fire these questions at you, Muqtadir, and then I'd love to hear your thoughts, and then if I have anything to add, I will add as well. So the top 5 most frequently asked questions. Number 1, when it comes to Google Ads, Google search ads, the top question: what are Google search ads? What are Google search ads? Over to you, Muqtadir.
Sorry, just realized I was muted again. Okay. So Google search ad in simple form is a Google pay-per-click ad. So what you're doing, you're bidding in a Google system to search for certain keywords within your industry. Depending on the cost will depend on how competitive your industry is, how much volume that certain keyword gets. So depending on that, the cost per click will be either high or low. And when you do Google Ads, your URL where you're sending the traffic to with the certain keywords either will come at the first position on page 1, second position, third position, or right at the bottom. And the middle are the SEO, which is organically ranking. So those are Google Ads. You're basically paying Google to give you the VIP service. Think of it as like a queue in a club or something, where you're paying the VIP service to jump the keyword, show your ad to your potential customer over your competitors.
Exactly, perfectly said. So The next question then is, how do I set up a Google search ad campaign? Now, obviously, we're not going to be able to kind of go through, every single click, but in a general sense, just give us a few tips on how do you set up a Google search ads campaign today?
Yeah. Sure. So to set up, first of all, you have to understand your goal and objective. So what are you trying to get out of your campaign? Do you want sales? Are you an e-commerce business? Do you want people to call you? Maybe you're an emergency plumber. You want people to call you and book a plumbing job after hours? Or are you collecting leads? Maybe you're a business coach and you want to get more leads for your business. So you have to define your objective. What do you want first? Once you have the clear idea of what you want from Google Ads, next thing you could go to google.com, googleads.com, and then define the objective, whether it's a lead, whether it's a phone call, whether it's a sale. Once you do that, then you choose your demographic, whether it's in UK or then nationwide, or if you're a local business, say you're a plumber within West Midlands or Birmingham or Manchester, you're setting a radius of your postcode. You put all that, your target audience and everything, and your interest as well. There's are you targeting business owners, B2B, or are you targeting consumers? If you are, what type is it, what industry is it? Makeup, is it health and beauty, is it whatever industry? So you define your audience, and then you do your keyword research, and then once you've done your keyword research, you do your copy, and then you put your budget in, and there you go.
There you go. Launch a campaign and see the performance. Watch the monitor for performance, right? So that's a really good whistle stop tutorial there. There's a bit more to it, of course, as I'm sure you can imagine. So most frequently asked question number 3: what are keywords and how do I choose them? We've already alluded to it, but again, reiterate for the audience again, what are keywords and how do we use them?
Yeah, sure.
How do we choose them? Sorry, how do we choose them?
Sure. So say keywords, there's two types of keywords. There's long tail keywords and there's short tail keywords. Long tail keywords could be like, what is the cost per, I don't know, maybe how much does it cost to travel to Bali, for example? That's a long tail keyword. Someone will search in Google. So they're looking for is they're asking question. They're using a question type of thing where they're finding either price of something, or they're interested in something but maybe not going to buy your product or service there. Or the short tail keyword is how I don't know, is Bali good? I'm trying to see short tail keywords is like what is the color of where do you say you're a gym goer and you want a yoga pants? So short term keywords will be like red yoga pants. That'll be short term. So it's a more broader because it's a short term. Longer phase keyword, long tail keywords are usually better because that means people are more in depth. They know what they're looking for in terms of search. Where short term, it could be like red pillow or makeup, or those are short tail keywords that people search for on Google. So those are the two keywords that the people choose. So when you do your campaign, the best thing to do is have both. Short tail key, because sometimes people search for something they don't know what they're looking for, so they'll either use the long tail or short tail. So when you do your keyword research and what you choose, use both basically.
That's a good tip. Okay, so the next question: how can I improve the performance of my Google search ads? And of course, this is where we can save money, right? Save money on the budget. So how can I improve the performance of my Google search ads?
I would say first thing first is when you run your campaign, it's not leave and disappear. It's reviewing your keywords all the time. Your campaign all the time. So, come back to 24 hours later and check your keywords for your campaigns or your ads, see how is it performing, what it's doing. Then come again after 2 or 3 days, check it, and always optimize. It's important. You don't run a campaign and just leave it and don't look at your campaign. See what's working, see which keywords are getting most of the click impression, look at the cost per acquisition, which is basically how much is it costing you for certain keywords and to get like leads or sales. So monitor your campaign, your ads and everything. And also I would say, test as well as Kat mentioned, an A/B tester, after a few days, copy the same ad. As I said, Google got new feature where you could copy the existing ad, change some of the variable, whether it's the title, whether it's the description, and see how that's running and look at that as well. Another thing I would say is look at your data, look at your backend, your analytics, your Google Analytics, and see where the drop off, you're going to get drop off and see what's working. Maybe you got fantastic campaign and ads, but when they go to your landing page, they're dropping off. So that could not be Google ads, that could be something to do your landing page. So look at that as well, and test and review and test and iterate. That's what I'll say. And that's how you...
Absolutely. It's not a once and done thing. Marketing is not a once and done thing. It's a process and a journey, and it's never, it's constantly evolving. Now, the fifth and final, most frequently asked question here is, what is quality score and why is it important? What is quality score and why is it important?
Sure. So quality score is how Google determines to whether to show your ads in front of 1,000 people or your competitors' ads. So say myself and Kat, both of us are business coach, and Kat start running the Google ads and I run the Google at the same time. So how does Google know whether to prioritize Kat before me or myself before Kat? So the way it does is there's few things. First of all, they look a lot of stuff. It's not the price. Your Kat could be spending more money than me, but I'll be still at the top because it's the relevance is very important. So when I do a campaign, when I do the ads, say I'm the business coach, what am I talking about my ad copy? And when they go to the landing page, is it relevant to what I'm, on my description and my header and my URL? Is the landing page or the website that I'm taking my potential visitors to, is it relevant? Or is it just going into the homepage and they have to look at it? If that's not the case, it doesn't matter if Kat spends more money than me in the ad, on the ads, I still be at the top because my ad is more relevant. Remember, Google is a business end of the day. They don't want to lose customers by giving them a wrong result. So therefore, they prioritize through keywords. So they have they have a quality score as a metrics index to show. So there's a lot of technical stuff involved. But one of the things is the keywords they use, how relevant is your landing page, how fast is your landing page, and is the mobile optimized as well. Those are very important things you need to, because all this overall affects your quality score.
Absolutely. So building those relevant ads, relevant landing pages, relevant follow-up, there's follow-up that happens after. All of those things need to be incredibly relevant to your audience, not only to make sure that you're going to get the right reaction from your audience, but of course Google wants you to be successful too, and they want to serve their customers better. So the score is a way of tracking that. So those are the 5 most frequently asked questions. And now we're going to open it up, really. So Julie, you are our guest today. Do you have any questions for us? There you go.
Hi. We haven't really used pay-per-click ads. We tend to do a lot of stuff ourselves. Do
you want to just tell us briefly about your business?
Yeah, sorry. So we're a fleet management company. So we do car leasing, and we also look after vehicles for our customers. So, for instance, we've got like a company that's got 30 cars, we've got another company who've got 120 vans. So we sort of like service and maintain and look after those. One thing we do find that we seem to be doing quite well on Google, and it's not really anything that we've done, is in the background we sell ghosts. So we do ghost installations. So they're particularly popular for people who are buying vehicles that are stolen regularly, and the main one is the Range Rover Sport. I think the insurance companies sort of tend to say, you need to have these on there, so it just stops a thief from stealing it. Right from the beginning. It's not a case of tracking it to find out where it's gone. It just prevents them stealing it in the first place. We get quite a few calls for those. We don't really know quite how that's happened. So
that could be because the ghosts vehicle protection, the security feature that you embed on your website, organically it's got some SEO ranking, and so we'll probably be organically ranked, in Google a bit, and when it triggers a certain keyword. So if you do pay that, you'll push that even more.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. If we did pay for ads on that, knowing that that's probably one things that does work, that might be worth doing.
Absolutely. And then in that landing page, that's all about, ghost installations, you can lead them through to all the other things that you offer, right? It's a journey. So yes, absolutely, that would be good. What other questions would you like to ask? I mean, do you have any? Go for your life. We're here.
I think it would be useful tool to do. It's just like I'm not a marketing or salesperson, and I'm a very much a completer finisher. So I kind of don't like anything that takes a long time. I like to see instant results, and I like to do things like here and now. And you were saying about it being a long-term thing, so I just get really impatient when it comes to marketing and selling. So yeah, what sort of money do you have to put in to sort of like see a result within sort of 6 months?
So from my experience, so we did similar to your industry, car security industry. I mean, the cost is not very high. It's decent money. You could start, if I were to speculate, you're looking at about £400 to £500 ad budget per month. That's speculation. Obviously, I have to do the keyword research to give you exact figure, but average, give or take, that kind of figure you're looking at. Because it's quite, especially nowadays with all this, cars getting stolen and everything. So I think the search volume is very high. So if you were to run, say, for example, run like a Google ads on that one, you're not going to wait 6 months to get any traction. You'll probably get instant within a few days, because it's a hot topic. It's trending topic. It's on Google. So I'll be surprised if you don't get anything within 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, no, I mean, on that, I think it would be very quick, and we probably would find it a bit overwhelming. But in terms of our other business, like car leasing, it's obviously a very competitive market. And we do things sort of, and we have done things through marketing companies where we've kind of like got ourselves to sort of quite close to the top, particularly in our area. But yeah, sort of pay per click for that would be quite useful. I think with the fleet management, it's quite a niche. It's quite a niche sort of thing, that value that we give to customers. So I don't think that's something people are specifically looking for, but it's definitely part of our business that we want to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, I think Google is, if you look at the stats, Google is the most, biggest search engine in the world. Everybody goes there, whether it's an e-commerce business or service type. And for your business, it's a service type, definitely. Google is fantastic. I mean, the other platform I could think of for B2B businesses, LinkedIn, but you need a big budget. You need to be a big player.
Bigger.
Google is very cheap if you compare that one, and you get tons of results. So like we get results, I would, you must have some businesses you get instant results. Some it takes few weeks, but it will get you the results. Do you know what I mean? So definitely.
But there's and there's lots of other strategies that you can lay on top, that once you've got the ad with the landing page and you've kind of got a funnel set up, then you can layer on top of that, like LinkedIn outreach campaigns, where you're reaching out to relevant people on LinkedIn and saying,
this is to do that. Yeah,
we do. This is what we do. Would you like to check out a landing? You can use different things to funnel people, or show people your landing page to get there. And there's and of course then there's email follow-ups. So everybody that you manages to come through from your ads onto your landing page, you're then able to nurture through an email sequence over time, so that if they don't need you right now, maybe in 6 months to a year or 2 years or 5, you've got them there. So it's stackable. It's all about how you stack that marketing.
And another thing I want to add, Kat, is email is a brilliant way, because at the end of the day, you're capturing the data, and data is the new oil, as they say. It's very important. Another thing you could do, remember, when people come to your landing page, even if you add this fantastic, it takes 7 touch points online in order for someone to convert into customer. So when they do come to your landing page or your home page or your actual website and everything, you could do things like retargeting onto other omni-channel approach, and then they get familiar with your brand, you're building a brand as well. So they see you, it's like you're following them whatever different platform they go into, and over time you're building a brand, and they build a trust in you, and then they will convert. They might not convert straight away. They will think. The good thing about it is you're collecting data and you're building a brand at the same time. And organically, you could do that. It's very, very hard. You could see, you're not paying Google, so you're competing with millions of other people, and it takes time unless you've got the patience and the know-how and everything. You could do it through SEO, but it's getting harder each year because more and more people going online. Everything's moving online. So Google paid is still the most cost-effective way of getting tons of sales and building your brand.
Absolutely. And just going back to your point about, being complete to finisher, and that you're looking for the instant gratification, which we all are, the way to make sure is to remember that marketing is really about relationship building. We're reaching out, we're shaking someone's hand, and of course it takes time to build relationships and build trust. It takes even longer online. So just because they click on your ad and look at your landing page, and even if they put something in the basket, that's just the start.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the start. It's just shook hands. Think about it, and these things take time. And so the thing that I want to reassure you of is that when you work with experts that know how this stuff works, we've made more mistakes than you've tried to do marketing. Like we've made mistakes and learned from those more than most of our clients have even tried to do stuff. So we are going to show you the quickest way from A to where you want to get to. Because we know it.
That's a valid point, Kat, because one thing you have to realize is marketing is something everybody said they could do. It's like playing football. Everybody kick out, ball, but not everyone's a professional footballer. Professional footballer does this day, that's his job, and he knows where to position himself, where to do the long kicks and short kicks. Do you know what I mean? He's the trained for that. But
I would never say that I could do marketing. I mean, I put things out, but it's probably wrong.
Do you know what I mean? It's like say piano. I could go in piano and start, playing some tune, but I'll be out of tune completely. But a professional pianist will know what tune to play and when to play and what not. He's doing this day in, day out. He's got the experience, and you cannot beat that. That's the difference between a professional marketer and someone who's just doing it and trying and trial and error and see if they could get any results.
Okay.
Yeah. So is there anything else that you'd like to ask us about, Julie?
I don't think so. I think that's all. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, it's been a pleasure having you on. Thank you very much for being on the session with us. And just again, to recap, you're going to get all of these awesome giveaways. I hope that they're going to be useful for you. I'd love to know your feedback on them when you do start to use them. And then next week, we're back at Thursday at 12 noon. We're doing funnel marketing, which is putting the rest in place, right? We're talking about the ad. Where does it go? It takes you to the landing page, and then where the basket is, and how you get the payments, and get that all sorted out and all set up so you can build a full marketing funnel. So I'd love to see you there if you can make it. And thank you again for having us, for being here, for being here and being such a good participant. So appreciate.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Take care, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.